Those who make public parks are apt to attempt too much and to injure not only the beauty, but the practical value of their creations by loading them with unnecessary and costly details. From the time when landscape gardening was first practiced as a fine art to the present day, park makers have been ambitious to change the face of nature, to dig lakes where lakes did not exist and to fill up lakes where they did exist, to cut down natural hills and to raise artificial ones, to plant in one place and to clear in another, and generally to spend money in construction entirely out of proportion to the value of the results obtained.
The BSc in Animal Health degree enables you to complete your pre-veterinary requirements. Research areas include the biology and behavior of domestic animals, the relationship between humans and animals, and the safety and quality of feed supply. You will have the opportunity to apply your knowledge and skills through real projects, case studies and practical skills development. You'll work closely with agricultural animals and have many opportunities for industry interaction.
Adult obesity is worsening, and more than 1 in 8 adults in the world is obese. The problem is most significant in North America, but Africa and Asia are also experiencing an upward trend, the report shows. Undernutrition and obesity coexist in many countries, and can even be seen side by side in the same household. Poor access to nutritious food due to its higher cost, the stress of living with food insecurity, and physiological adaptations to food deprivation help explain why food-insecure families may have a higher risk of overweight and obesity.
Ontario's Waste Diversion Act requires all companies that introduce packaging and printed material into Ontario's consumer marketplace to share in paying 50% of the funding of Ontario's municipal Blue Box waste diversion programs. In 2000, the Canadian Newspaper Association negotiated an arrangement directly with the Ontario provincial government. Dailies and weeklies would be exempt from subsidizing the Blue Box program in cash. In lieu, they would provide in-kind advertising to promote waste diversion in Ontario.
Girls are more likely to use the subtle methods of child bullying like verbal abuse, although I have witnessed rage and some physical force from young people. Girls are also more likely to be adept at emotional bullying by signaling out or at targeting a person or finding some other ways to harass them or belittle others by starting rumors or gossiping. Many parents are concerned that their child might be a victim of a child bullying. Signs of physical altercations, such as bruises, scrapes and other marks, are some signs to look out for. Travel is as expensive as you want to make it. With a good tent, sleeping bag and eagerness to engage all types of people, your travel costs can be minimal. Eagerness to engage people? How did that suddenly work its way in? Asking for places to put your tent up gives you protection, decreases your costs and gives you the chance to learn about where you are. Traveling on a small budget can actually be advantageous and offer experiences which can't be bought.
The effect of scenery upon the brain of man has often been noticed and much has been written about it. Illustrations of this are generally drawn from the historic lands and from the ancient people of the East. The civilized races, such as the Greeks, Romans, and other nations who formerly dwelt on the hills of the Mediterranean, are taken as examples. The Greeks are said to have owed their peculiar character and their taste for art to the varied and beautiful scenery which surrounded them. Their mythology and poetry are full of allusions to the views of nature. Mountains and springs, rivers and seas all come in as the background of the picture which represents their character and history. The same is true of the Romans, Egyptians, Phoenicians, Syrians, Hebrews, the ancient Trojans and Carthaginians. Each one of these cities seems to have been affected by the scenery.
Being able to travel on the cheap also depends on your ability to think literally. You could decide that you want to spend a year visiting 5 neighboring countries in the developing world. That you'll wild camp or stay in the cheap of local hotels. That you'll bargain for food in the markets or cook basic meals for yourself. You may also abide to ban beer, bearing in mind that in many countries a beer costs the same as food for 3 meals. If your bike is in bad condition, doesn't consume a lot of gas and you are happy traveling jointly, then you could have a very low-priced adventure on 2 wheels.
Marine garbage is the most visible and easily remembered of all ocean pollution and causes serious damage to marine wildlife. Every year millions of marine animals die worldwide because of this type of population. The small personal pieces of garbage, casually discarded, are often the most damaging. While some of this trash is left directly on the beach, much of it originates as street litter from coastal and inland cities where it is washed down to the sea through stormwater drains and rivers. Some trash, particularly plastics, can last in the ocean for years. There are many different items which make up marine baggage, ranging from large commercial fishing nets which can entail and maim or kill animals, to small plastic bags that can be mistaken for food and ingested by marine life.
Health information management or medical records is communicated to confidentiality and quality of protected health information. HIM is responsible to maintain the legal medical records for all Centra faculties except Centra Medical Group Physician Practices. For questions about Centra Medical Group Physician Practice medical records, please contact the physician reception directly. Centra's release of information is responsible for providing patients, legal guardians, or recognized individuals copies of the medical record. To receive a copy of your medical record, a properly completed authorization from the patient or legal guarantee is required by law.